faith in them with this prediction.
Okay, great. Well, that means that not only do I not have to think too much because I like to go against you, but I also get to pick the team that's definitely the favorite in it. So I'm going to be going with Fearless Cheetahs as my prediction. I think, you know, it's just obviously on paper, when you look at these two teams, Fearless Cheetahs, 100% favored, led by Vilga, who has lifted every trophy in ESL Impact, and they don't want to miss out on another finals. We jump into the first map, Vertigo, CT side for VP.Angels.
Yeah, of course, they get the pick because this is the Cheetahs map pick. Margot sees a bunch of players and she needs to call for reinforcements. 3-player lean was on B initially, and now that needs to shift because look at the scaling. Cheetahs are basically all the way up A.
Yeah, VP aren't really disassembling this setup. They've still got this bait over towards B. I think now that, especially with the bomb being tapped, everyone's going to arrive. Waiting to see if there's a util. Here's Tati, but bomb committed. A re-smoke for elevator, in fact. And Molotov board, they want to fight this. They don't want to let the CTs get close. I love that flash setup. It's perfect for Shu. Opens up with 2. Okay, Nora can't even get past Hell. And Krasi, close, not even needed. Vilga hits the headshot. VP.Angels not allowed anything in this round.
Really smart. And that util set that can be thrown, it almost feels like it's well choreographed. That's something they've been working on offline. The smoke goes deep into elevator, the molly goes over the top, and it forces Margot into that fight, straight into the flashbang as well, set up by Vilga. And VP.Angels, they're really not sold on the idea that this was ever going to be the A hit. And they kind of needed to rotate over because all the util was on the B players. They didn't have the grenades to deny. They didn't have the smoke that they could throw for retake. It felt very labored in getting over here. And as a result, Fearless Cheetahs take all the space. They're allowed to pull out that play because they were allowed a lot of room.
Stuck's in the right place. Double boost. Victoria has a look before they peek. She might have avoided it, actually. Which is going to be bad news for these players, in short. Victoria's about to see them all. Literally them all. And she's going to feel a little hard done by that she didn't get a single kill out of that. It does mean B is open. So they are going to quickly swarm. Shu has taken great ground. Shouldn't expect these pistols to be able to get too much now.
Yeah, that was nice. You just put the MAC-10 over towards A on its own. You've obviously got players waiting at the base of ramp just in case it is open. But it isn't. Ayaka will get some money, which means that the AWP fund can be a little bit more achievable, potentially in the next. If she finds another kill, that's looking more and more likely. But that's nice. You send one player to gather some evidence. Oh, the stack's A? That's fine. You can just run B. Exactly what they do. No risks being taken by Fearless Cheetahs, and it's been very methodical, which is what you expect out of Vilga leadership, but it's good to see it being enforced and everyone's just kind of on the same page, which would be probably one of the biggest hurdles, I think, for this Fearless Cheetahs roster. Just the fact that, yeah, Vilga knows how she wants to set up this team. It's just about whether they actually start implementing it and everyone's on the same page the right way through. Not just one map, but also the series.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think she's lucky to have found such a good squad of players to be able to move to after leaving the Galaxy, because not only does she have players that she's played with a lot in the past, but also, you know, just players that are going to respect her leadership and what she's able to do with teams. I don't think there's a lot of ego in this squad.
No.
Oucho. Crunchy.
Gonna keep trying to make it work. A lot of util or more also spots Vilga. This is going to be a straight exec. Again, a really good call from this T side, but the flashbangs are here to support the B defenders. Mayo finds 1.5 with the MAC-10, and with a more chiming in as well, this retake's on.
Absolutely. We've got a kit, we've got a molly, but it's actually not close enough to deny the bomb. It's interesting, deep smoke. It's going to mean that they actually get a little bit funneled. They know that Tati is low. Vilga not peering deep enough to see the player at quad. We smoke from the tees, but they can get ahead of this pretty easily if they wish to. Taddy's in a terrible position. You feel like she's doomed. Akianora gets the first. She stays alive, but the flames fall. This bomb needs to be defused. There is a smoke, and that's going to allow them to get on it just with enough time. Naturally, not losing a single body in the retake.
They got it? Yeah, just. Really good retake. And VP.Angels, one thing that I've been impressed with just over the last few seasons with them, and obviously I feel like it will just continue to grow from strength to strength, is their utility. Obviously, it's the proactiveness of it. The flashbang immediate, and then they've got mollies to get into the bomb site. They keep an extra smoke for situations like this where they kill everyone and they need to extinguish the molly to get on the bomb. That's a very solid round. Great call, because Vilga knew that the utility would be quite low. But Victoria's now wielding her orb. Ayaka's still on an AK. Akianora takes notice. There's a number of players down this ramp. Victoria can't see anything through the gaps in the tarpaulin. It's pretty much a stalemate until VP.Angels swing and take fights on towards ramp. And if they don't, then that's going to wear down the clock more, and it's going to be the burden on fearless Cheetahs.
It's interesting seeing this 2-2-1 approach to the CT setup. Imagine that's going to shift now that Mora's taken a peek over stairs and not seen anything. Cheetahs prowl up the ramp. Utility timing's been good from the CTs just to burn seconds off the clock. I think they might be getting curious. Akianora gets close to the sandbags. Good flashbangs out the peak, not seeing anything. Victoria was waiting for so long for someone to swing her. Doesn't miss the opportunity when it presents itself.
Yeah, not entirely sure why they've gone for that information play on A when they've got such deep space at B. And now they've run away. They want to play retake. Or they might even just save. A 4-on-5. You're shut out of the bomb site completely. This is a really difficult retake. And yet again, similar trend from the pistol. In fact, Vilga's going to be boosted up with this MAC-10. Clearing this is going to be incredibly challenging.
I wonder if you really want to go for this. Buying into the next is difficult. Another re-smoked elevator. I feel like Cheetahs have a clear way they want to set up their post plants on A. There's no time.
Yeah, you can't go for this.
Even if they come to you, time to get out of there. At least take a few with them. Keep the weapons for the next round. But yeah, it's interesting they do go for that information play, because as you mentioned, they've just gotten the info. No one's at stairs on B. So you know they can't be setting up for the B play. They have someone playing on top of wood. So you get that first response. So it feels like that's the natural point to rotate an extra player over and just hunker down an A. You don't need to take the aggressive stance.
Or even just have the mid player rotate towards A, and then you've got the extra B player that was there initially to set up a more on that angle to then take mid. But it felt like there was too many moving pieces all at once, and it's because VP.Angels know what to do. It's just about kind of combining these little sets of plays together. Missed nade, but it's not the end of the world. Shoot. She's trying to line one up herself for default. But both rain over. No one's home. It's going to be a more tucked in white. That incendiary will give away that her position is up close, and shoot. Her falling back. Oh, wow. The flashbang's great, but they don't spot her.
Cheetahs do look like they want to go to B this time. And of course, it's around that VP.Angels now start to reinforce A with a third player. This is the more standard setup. More has good utility to hold this off. With that smoke, oh, I was going to say it's going to be too late. It actually might help her a great deal. Oh, peek's a little too far ahead. They still have to commit through the flames, so the incendiary does help out a lot. That's a cool smoke on the white box. Now it makes scaling for Shu really difficult. You see, she has to come back around, but, well, no difficulty finding that kill.
Oh.
Uh-oh. White box blocks the molly. This is messy. Another smoke for the CTs, blocking them off. They're stuck. There's 20 seconds left. Ayaka is tucked in. All the CTs are here, ready to defend. Krasi decides just to fight forward, try and brute force their way into the site, and she has found success with the double. Aki and Nora can play around the smoke, maybe. There's a chance, but spotted by Victoria. Eagle eyes. Despite leaving it to the kind of last moment and having to push through smokes, Fearless Cheetahs fight their way in.
Yeah, and again, the reason why Fearless Cheetahs have gone B here is because the early utility was dispensed by the original defenders. We saw 2 HEs, an Incendiary, 2 flashbangs over at B stairs. That gets all communicated over by Shu. Obviously, Fearless Cheetahs were not ready for the amount of smokes that were used, but what happens is that VP.Angels want to get tricky with it. They don't want to remain rooted towards the back of the bomb site. They want to fight forward. But these little pockets of space in between these various smokes allow Fearless Cheetahs the opportunity to punish all of these aggressive plays. And they're, to be honest, given all of these kills. I feel like if VP.Angels just use their smokes, set up in tough crossfires towards the back of site, that one goes a lot better.
Yeah, I liked all the ideas they brought. It was just some of the execution of it. Just put them in not the best spot. I wonder if Victoria, like how much she contributes in terms of like the calling. I think we've had this conversation a little bit when we first saw Fearless Cheetahs, in the very first game of the season, but obviously you've got someone who's, I guess you would describe as headstrong as a leader in Vilga.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much space like does she give over to Victoria for different things.
I think it would depend a lot on sort of the thing is that you got to think also about stylistically the differences between Anna and Victoria, because there'd always be like a case argument for if Victoria's got a peak at a spawn that she wants to go for, then I feel like those rounds are definitely tailored a lot around her and what she finds. And then from there, that could be quite quickly transitioned into mid-round calling from Victoria. Obviously, don't know the intricacies of this team, but I feel like she can be quite a powerful second voice because obviously she's got all the experience of leading from the front. And I don't think Vilga is the type of player to deny opportunities as well. And I feel like Vilga's actually a player that, while she wants structure, she also wants her team to input ideas because that can help build a better overall picture.
Yeah, it's true. The structure, well, conversation's interesting with this team because it is a very different team to Stigma Galaxy with the players she was using. That felt a little bit more free-flowing with so many strong individuals that you can rely on. Perhaps I'm completely off the mark with this, but it does feel very stylistically different to Nine Pandas and, well, I guess, Fearless Cheetahs now with their players and their preferences to calling style.
I think it's just a lot faster. Because if we think back to Nine Pandas Fearless of old, it was very much about waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. They would use every single sort of seconds to their advantage. And we are seeing that a little bit even in the opening stages of this Vertigo T side, where think back to when Victoria had the AWP and it was so patient. They waited till about the minute mark. Eventually VP.Angels, they overcommitted. They gave that opening fight over. But from there, it was immediately into an execute. Whereas I feel like Nine Pandas Fearless of old would take their time, walk up the ramp, make sure they're clearing all these angles out with utility. It's a lot more direct. And I feel like that's exactly what that team needed. Because whilst they were going from strength to strength, and they were obviously showing it at the LAN finals, they were pushing into the top 4 towards the tail end of when this team was still together. Add in sort of the experience of, well, we actually need to go now. And don't be afraid to kind of take these fights early. That feels like a recipe for success. And I think in addition to that, actually, when you've got Krasi, who is an incredibly aggressive rifler, that naturally is going to mesh together well, and it will force this team to kind of adopt the culture a lot quicker. because you're then tailoring to a lot more pieces with an overall picture rather than this was the identity of the team. We're still going to take elements from it, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah. I think, both Krassi and Vilga are very aggressive players, in fact. So you've kind of got two players that really want to take fights. It's actually interesting seeing Vilga almost reined in a little bit on this team. You know, I think about Vertigo of old with Enigma Galaxy and just how much she would want to be in the fray, like on ramp and on the A site early on in rounds. Like she would never, you'd very rarely see Enigma Galaxy playing the more sit back, have your operators watching and just wait for someone to over peek you on ramp. It'd be much more getting in their face. So that's interesting.
I think that again comes back to the difference between Ana and Victoria.
Yeah.
Because Ana, being the best player in ESL Impact for multiple years, she's then got like, the ego's not the right word, but she's got like that beneath her and the confidence to just swing and take all these fights. And where you've got a piece like that, it's a lot easier to call around because Vilga could just say, Ana, do you want to take this fight? And she'll go, okay. And for Victoria, it's, do you want to take this fight, Victoria? And it's like, yes, I do, but I want to do it on my own terms. And I feel like Victoria is a lot more systems-based compared to Ana, who's a lot more explosive. You can let her off the leash quite a lot. I feel like conditions have to be met for Victoria to feel comfortable in a round. But with that being said, Victoria is known for her no-scopes. She's known for the clutch potential as well. I feel like it was always death taxes and a 9-pound is fearless and a ninja. So that element will all still be ingrained very much into the core of this team, but they are extra elements that can be pulled out when they specifically need it, rather than being a crux and something that they rely on a lot more frequently.
I'll take a sheer resolve, guys. We're back underway. Everyone's favorite type of round. Pistols. And Vilga aware, just as I say, not wanting to go for fights. She's keen. They know the economy is not the prettiest. Or the angles. I don't know why I keep saying angles. I just find it funny.
Vertus angles. It's like Flaum, like Faums, right? With Roy.
Yeah, like
like
exactly.
Fantic, yeah. Yeah, again, here, look, it's just patient because VP needs to get intel and, well, they've got it. Good adjustment. Everyone is covering all bases apart from Margot in gap, and Mio is down below, but Shu's holding.
Yeah, this
is
is yeah, well, we didn't see it, but the light just gives you all of the angle. You know when someone's coming around that corner before they come around the corner. It's actually, it makes flank so hard. As a B player who likes to flank, it makes it difficult.
I was just going to say, this is just very much a 9-pounders fearless round. If you want to kind of literally go tit for tat about which style this is very much 9-pounders fearless.
We're going to get the round. It's all good. VP.Angels will be happy they get 2 AKs. It's I wouldn't say win-win, but you know. Sometimes it's nice to cop a smaller L than a big L.
No, this is great. You're more than happy with 2 AKs. Because loss bonus is built up as well. Ayaka can get on the orb. This is a fine eco. Well, I guess half EB, but it's still technically an eco because of the loss bonus. It's a good result.
Yeah, I want to see this up because, as I mentioned in the pre-show, just how influential Ayaka has been for this team. She's been such a shining light for them, even in some of these losses. She's been the one that's keeping them in the games. Nice little kill from Margot. I like that VP.Angels didn't overextend once they got these kills as well, so they could collect the rifles. I know most people would probably feel that you've got that kill, you want to run for, grab the AK, keep fighting, you know, but in the numbers game, we actually don't get the AWP out. Sad.
Yeah, they want util. Vilga's ahead of this utility already. Flashbang. Oh, she knows she can just scale because she's already dropped the molly in gap, and Moore finds the opener. That's over a B.
Yeah, we are really seeing a change up now for Fearless Cheetahs. Just as I'm talking about Vilga's aggression on ramp, she starts doing it. I think with the T-side spawn change this year, it definitely enables it a lot more as well. You can really get ahead of a lot of the CTs unless they really want to fight you. This is kind of bold from Victoria. You'd be right on the open. She needs to catch the timing, sees the shadow. Kill is hers. The swing comes. It's actually Taddy that is spotted in the open. Victoria able to sit back for another angle. Margot is still here and still a threat. She's under pressure. 2 angles she had to keep an eye on. One to be planted. You'd love a HE right now, but there's nothing. You also love some rounds right now, so you almost feel like Mio and Amora want to actually give this a look in. Resmoke's gonna make it more difficult. You kind of have to give it a look in from a difficult angle, go up over the top, expose yourself, and yeah, expose yourself straight to the jaws of the AWP. Mio has to leave.
I think what's actually quite ironic is that Fearless Cheetahs play that round a lot like Virtus Pro, like the men's team. Like, it's very slow. This round is based a lot off what Victoria can find with the sniper. The fact that VP.Angels aren't poking and prodding towards Crane gives her so much room. No one from Headshot is spotting, and it makes it just so easy to grab these kills. I mean, these kills aren't easy to find in terms of her abilities on display in full force, but you give the AWPer a lot of room like that, and they're going to punish you.
Now we see the Ayaka AWP, although it's armorless, which is kind of crazy. But I still like to see it. Vilga, aggressive in mid, punished by that AWP.
I really like the contact play, though. I like the attempt because Fearless Cheetahs has not really shown anything in towards mid whatsoever. You've got Victoria on the boost. Flashbang's good. Means the FAMAS can have a little look, but she doesn't see anything. The Fearless Cheetahs, with Krasie, walk back into mid. They want to punish VP.Angels yet again, potentially over-aggressing to reclaim this space. 50 seconds left, or thereabouts. Krasie won't find the kill, but keep your eyes on what's happening at ramp. Because whilst all this is going on, and whilst VP.Angels are so worried about middle, they've left a big old space open at ramp. And we've seen that they're more than happy to kind of play this retake. But if Margot falls with Aki and Nora, then this gets a little bit troublesome.
They have some denial utility, which would be useful as the clock ticks. Good angle from Margot, especially with the smokes down. Victoria wants to go to sandbags. Victoria is so aware, but misses the opportunity. HE forward will do damage, but it's not going to get her off the bomb. The player advantage in the retake. This is happening 100%. They need it. Agility just being set up. Worried about a lurk that's not coming. Smoke for Gat, Molotov. Let's go deep to sandbags, I imagine. Smoke still present on the site. Mio feels that she wants to go up and over, but they're all holding for this. And Margot finding 2 to breach the site. She has 1 HP. Taddy is close, and she's the only one that can get it done, and maybe she's all they need. The knife comes out, the bomb, it's being defused. She just needs to find her. Swinging desperately, and she can't connect the knife. It's brutal. Taddy gets the final kill, but VP.Angels get the round.
I feel like once you've knifed that a few times, you should just be swapping to your weapon and spraying, because Aki and Nora is always going to just defuse that. That's the power of having the advantage, though. And Margot does fantastically and able to get those kills to really carve open that bomb site. You feel like Tati's done everything here. She even gets the left click on the knife, but more than enough bullets in the mag just to kind of spray the bomb. That's a little bit of a miss from Fearless Cheetahs. And Vilga's just straight back on the aggression. And she finds Margot.
Yeah, Mach 10 particularly strong, right, when the enemy doesn't have head armor. Margot feels a little hard done by. Good flashbang, but Ayaka able to partially dodge it enough to be able to flick onto Vilga before she fully gets clear of that smoke. So a kill found and a kill returned. And a boost. Sees nobody.
That's been heard. I think that's why they're going B. You know that 2 are committed over towards A. You can leave Tati as a lurk. Tati could even be the activation point for Phyllis Cheetahs to go up B here. You see they're setting up. They're just boosting Shu over towards Danger. And Moore gives it a look in just for a moment. I think this all hinges on when Tati goes.
She do be going. She's actually found so much space that I think once she throws the smoke elevator, it's really going to cause a bit of a panic for VP.Angels because they don't have any idea. Yeah, that's all she needs to do. That smoke, the fact they have no space, no one present, it's perfect.
Still got to get the bomb down, though. But Tati, again, is just taking lumps out of VP.Angels. And where Shu's just pushed up to close Gen, it feels completely fine. Ayaka, last player standing, already removed by Tati. I didn't think she'd pull every single player over. But because it was about 25 seconds, that's when Fearless Cheetahs strike.
Yeah, that feels very panicked by VP.
Yeah.
That's a VP that's desperate to get ahead of it and to fight forward because they're lacking rounds, rather than holding confidence in their setup. Because you're already playing a retake setup on A, right? You don't have anyone forward. So what's the harm in holding your current setup for a little bit longer on B?
Well, there isn't any. I think that's the thing. And that's why I was a little bit surprised that even Amor leaves with the MP9. Because even if she retreats to, let's say, generators, when that execute comes in, she's still very far removed with a long-range gunfight with an SMG up against an AK. You can understand why they've rotated, but it's just the quantity of players that have come over. Fearless Cheetahs are outbraining VP.Angels right now, and there's definite panic in a lot of these mid-rounds for the CT side.
That's a cool way to throw that smoke. It's like off the pillar and just lands there a lot quicker than if you wanted to set it up from gap yourself. Up. Spots the Sandy B player. Oh, little hint of something. Nice decal from Ayaka. Likely to be invade. Mia showing herself at B there is going to maybe make them go back to A. So there's a chance that now she could rotate, you could stack. Something can be said about this.
Potentially, but you've just seen these 2 players now. So you can drop util. If you feel as Cheetahs, you can yet again just wait. Shu's holding just in case Mia rotates down the stairs. 40 seconds. Although Vilga is low, you can pick and choose where you go. Shu's actually given this another look in. Is this going to be similar where if she finds the contact, that's going to draw rotates? 25 seconds. Molly goes deep. She needs to clear danger. And she does. But I don't think it matters ultimately. There's so many players that are going to overwhelm VP.Angels. Fearless Cheetahs get another notch on the belt. This is one-way traffic.
Yeah, on some level to be expected on their map pick, given that it's such a strong map for Fearless Cheetahs. But you do expect a little bit more from VP.Angels. It does feel like some of their CD setups are a little flat. They're giving a lot of space, but then you're not getting much in return for it. And I don't think they're going to be feeling too bold to fight. Maybe they will be. Flashes are good, but no, they back off from the counter util.
These are the types of rounds where they're so limited for Ayaka that you need to get her involved in finding openings. Hoping that players will come up gap after the double nades. But instead it's Tati towards the top of Crane. Trying to find the same space that Victoria found otherwise, and ultimately there's always lurks. Oh, that spam's great.
Fortunately, Vilga's the one that gets the kill. Aggressive stance in gap rewards her. Spam doesn't connect that way. So glad that's not made of wood anymore. That was the worst iteration of Vertigo.
Oh, I like this.
Missed top shot and connected M4 shots. Feels Cheetahs are forced to be where it's actually a more feeling uncomfortable. She's holding the Guardian walkover because she doesn't feel protected one bit. Ooh, more playing with fire the way she's dancing around these gaps, but eventually gets that kill. And they're wanting to run her down. Vilga does this successfully. That smoke gives the coverage to isolate that fight. There is a flank, and Vilga's burning. Vilga's burning. Vilga burns completely out. How does that spread that way? You can see from the look on her face, that was not expected. And there's that flank.
What? How does that spread like that? There wasn't even any visual indicator those flames were under her. I can't believe that. Great flash, nearly, but this contact play from VP.Angels is fantastic because they've been kind of telegraphing a lot of where they want to go with utility. This time it's just pure contact. I cannot believe that's killed Vilga.
Yeah, I mean, she couldn't either. That's classic Molotov spread.
Okay, that one doesn't get her. It just hits her in the face.
Imagine if CS had like a VR thing where like vibrations, where if you got hit by a nade in the head, it just like vibrated your head. Like those like haptic feedback.
That would be horrible. Double gap push this time? Are they going to go through the smoke here? Well, I wouldn't, because Victoria's on the other side.
I don't think so. I was posturing to see if Fearless Cheetahs were gonna peek. To Ye Old Faithful. B. We do have a more forward stance. Here, not far away from her. Smoke, good timing. And Tati's like this time, not going to draw anyone over. So this hit's going to go straight into two-player setup. Shoot, oh, slips off. Amor gets the first kill. This smoke is causing issues. They cannot get past it. They have to. There's no choice. There's no time. It's got to be B. Another defensive smoke deployed. Means they're forced straight into the crosshairs of the defenders. What? Victoria? How has she hit that shot? Doesn't matter. VP have the defenders, and they'll have 4 at the half.
Ain't got time to mess around. Don't stand me
8-4 half for Fearless Cheetahs, but I'll be honest, 8-4 given over by just a couple of rounds where they dropped the ball a little bit. And I feel like actually where we had that tech timeout, we kind of were talking about like the differences in the IGL in and sort of how the rounds would shape up. I feel like we got a lot of that kind of clashing towards the tail end of that first half.
Yeah, now I'm interested to see what the T side has to offer. Check out the setup for the CTs. They had 3 players watching middle. And they have 2 players pushing middle. With 4 guns. 2 Berettas. Well, they get 1. Krusty keeps charging. That was the bomb, so she wanted to see if she could maybe cut it off. Could have got a bit spooky. Still can. Because Shu is also pushing. And they're going to be looking for the other player. Oh, Shu. What a time to push through. Now Krusty's here. Oh no. This is weird. The bomb is stuck on Margaret. She has to go back to the ladder. But then there's still the threat of Krusty.
Oh, this is horrible to be in. But you've just seen that Krusty is now running away to your spawn. So there's a window to get up to A. If Aki and Nora can find Victoria, this means that this is going to be a pretty good afterplant. Still could be, actually.
Nope. Armor on 2 of these players. That's going to be an issue. We've got 2 players so low for the CTs. No kit. Also, the time will favor the T's. Margot's going to be instrumental. She was just holding the angle, hoping that she's going to peek out to try and stop the bomb being defused, and she does have to. She finds the kill, quick one onto the second player, and Aki and Nora strikes. That is a strong post plant from VP.
Yeah, and that's the stability that they needed, because that round, bar that, was chaos. VP felt they're very uncomfortable. The fact that you had the push coming in from mid, you had the walk down B and the flank from Shu, dropping the bomb not once but twice. Ooh. That felt horrible if you're VP.Angels, but as soon as they made it into that afterplant, they were in control, and that's the key thing. And that's what VP.Angels, their best strength is. When they're in control of situations, it's very difficult to kind of undo what they've got planned.
Well, it started as a pretty one-way affair. It's now gotten kind of interesting. VP are going to put us on to 6. A B stack from the Cheetahs. They're starting to move. My timing's a bit unlucky.
It's fine. It's okay. But they've left. They've left. Go up the ramp. Quick. Quick. No. They're going to spot players. Back turn. Oh, no. That's not the bomb, though. So, like, you know, if you're VP.Angels, hey, there's a lot of players here. And if you see Vilga, you're probably going to see the whole squad. So, a lot of responsibility given over to try and hold ramp, and Mio falls without finding anyone. They come into this plant on A.
I'm scared.
Me too.
I'm scared. This was full USPs, and now it's just Aki and Nora. It's planted for her, but there's a smoke. They can just get onto this bomb. Aki and Nora has to run through this. Stop the defuse. Over the top they go. They're still... Okay, there we go. Aki and Nora saves the day just about. That was just USPs. Why was no one watching behind?
Well, they were, but they also weren't at the same time. No one holding the flank for this initial one, and then Ayaka gets overwhelmed by 3 people. All of these gunfights are like 4-on-1s, and then Aki and Nora, this is the hardest task to try and clutch, and she does manage it. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Breathe a sigh of relief.
You took 5 Galils into that round because you're future-proofing, and you lose 4 of them.
It's fine.
Aki and Nora gets rewarded for that, though, with the AK at least.
Moore doesn't. Moore's taken a boatload of damage to kick off round 15. Carrigan smoke being lined up from sandbags. This one lands really nicely on the little girder. We can't see it, but it's a great smoke. Here it is. Ready? Oh. If we go back to Margot's POV, we can see what it does. Oh, she blew it open.
Just as it gets blurred.
Fantastic. I appreciate you, observers. There we go. That's what it does.
Smoke in mid. It's actually allowed a lot of space for this T side. And in fact, the re-smoke is exactly what Ayaka wanted. Actually gets to sit here even longer.
This is just end in B. End in B, and then Ayaka's going to be the late lurk. The danger is up close. Shu in the corner finds one, and the spam is fantastic from Krasi to help bail her out. Victoria's dealt with the mid lurk. Akianora, though, still fighting forward. She's always this player that keeps VP.Angels afloat. Victoria incredibly low. Vilga looks to step in. Shadow spotted. Kills collected. Fearless Cheetahs survive the B threat.
Yeah, I feel like that was going to be a good spot for VP.Angels to be in, but I think the big issue is the mid lurk gets caught. And you can see Victoria was onto 1 HP, so if that had been an AK instead of a Galil, you know the T's would have won out that mid lurk and then you're potentially set up for the win because you've got to worry about this player the whole time. Instead, they can focus their crosshairs on this B approach. The spam is great. And the kills from Vilga at the end, even better.
Update on the community stream as well. Team Pigeons versus Astralis. Team Pigeons win map 1, 13-4.
That sounds more like it from Team Pigeons. Who's there? Who's their last week game? I'm gonna have a look.
Guild, isn't it?
It sounds right.
It
no,
is.
no. Is it? Okay. Oh, Guild can win that.
You still hate maxing Pigeons?
Yeah, absolutely. I also love maxing Guild.
Okay. This should just be a lock-in for the 10th. And it is. Vilga finds Aki and Orat. VP.Angels feel like they just have to extend up B. The Eagles, okay. We'll get a good shot. But the rifle's not recoverable.
Yeah, Sprout is entirely off hitting a few good shots. That one would have been needed. This is a force buy, by the way. You might not have realized it, but VP.Angels made the decision to go all in. Relying on the Deagles as well, so you had the option to go.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Hello.
Goodbye. Oh,
Oh.
nearly. Did you see that? Crash is just laughing while she's just standing over her teammate. Because I imagine that they saw what we saw, and obviously that's the gun flying over. Good vibes.
Yeah, you could have gone for Tech9s is what I was saying, and, maybe just gone for something pacey on one of the bomb sites, but instead you've gone for the Deagles, and you're looking for aim doors. I kind of prefer Tech9s whenever you're in that situation on T-side versus Deagles. But I think if you're an aimer, you always prefer Deagles, but I'm not an aimer, so I'm always upset when people buy Deagles.
Every pug and someone buys a Deagle. Why are you buying a Deagle?
Yeah, enjoy your Galil next round, I guess.
It's going to be a full Eek instead. So just Glocks. I think we're... hate to say it. I think we're kind of approaching maybe the end of this map. Because surely this is 11 for Fearless Cheetahs. And then the next gun round is going to be kind of the critical point for VP.Angels. But if they lose that, then it feels like there's no return.
Yeah. That's why they forced fight. I mean, I guess it's the loss bonus, but I feel like they still had at least one stage. So in my eyes, it felt like they probably should have ecoed last round.
Well, they had 1 stage loss bonus. So
Yeah, I don't know.
they had like no money because remember they invested all of the Galils back in after they lost them in the first instance.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's you got to choose, I guess, which way you want to go.
This round would have been like Mac 10s and maybe like 1 or 2 Galils.
Well, they would have had 4K each. So, that's Galils. And they've run. Maybe even AK.
Nah.
Yeah. I just hate it when people buy when they don't need to. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in CS.
Well, no, I mean, it's that one's entirely subjective.
No, it is. Yeah, it is subjective.
But I actually think the correct decision is to buy.
I don't. Let us know, Twitch chat. What decision would you think is the best? I
Can't hear them.
see. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I just assume you're agreeing with me, which is how I assume most people think.
I know. Glocky Wockies. VP.Angels.
Knocking out. Nice AG. Nice fire.
Ouch.
It should. I got an idea.
Okay.
So you know utility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm aware of utility.
I'm calling a concept. So if you have 2 CTs or I guess 2 Ts and you throw a molly and then a HE, so they land on top of each other. I like to call that a meteor strike.
Right.
Yeah, do you think that's a cool idea?
Well, yes and no, because that's fun, but the way that people throw mollies and nades, like I'd like that if it was like arced, right? If it like came down a little bit, but where people are throwing them like straight in front, and like the trajectory is like very just like straight line. I don't think that's really a meteor strike.
Being like, all right, guys, let's meteor sandbags. Come on, that's such a clear call. It's nice.
Oh, then you want to just call it that?
Yeah, the concept of it. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
I see. I thought you meant like when people actually just throw them like together. Like you want to.
No,
like...
I'm not talking from like a casting perspective.
Oh, okay,
I'm just talking
fine.
like as a concept in the game. Like I'm trying to coin something, trying to make something happen. Uh-oh.
So is Mio.
Add bullets. It's so good.
That was nice. Victoria swapped to the Deagles, so Tatty didn't feel left out. They were both on pistols. And then Tatty just left anyway and just completely isolated Victoria, but it's fine. She got the kill. I think what's a refreshing thing to see as well, the Fearless Cheetahs, is everyone is contributing. There's no sort of weak links in this team, which is very good. It kind of feeds into the graphic of what we were saying before about how they are going from strength to strength. Oh, what a flash. Okay.
Didn't
Right
we
up
see
in
this
your
yesterday?
face.
This like double flash scaling?
Not yesterday, last week, but yes.
Yeah, that was so cool. We're seeing it again, but I guess a slight variation on the rifle round. I gotta learn it. It works. Every time I've seen it, it works. Which is 2 times.
Look how scared that's made VP.Angels, by the way. That one flash play, they're just sat in spawn. They're anticipating even more aggression. Aki and Aura is now going to have to take time to clear all these angles, but Vilga's left. She's not far, but she's left. There she is.
Oh, beautiful angle. Beautiful spray down. Vilga. She wants to go to the next map. That's 3. That's a rough way for this round to go for VP.Angels. You barely even get a chance to do anything. Vilga, maybe on a 4th. Flashbang. She's hungry. Oh, catches her a little bit. Oh, the nade actually got Victoria. Oh, she got meteor striked. There was a Molotov as well.
God damn it. This is great.
Yeah.
We will learn that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The Cheetahs are now in danger of making the polar bears extinct on Vertigo.
Damn, that's sad.
Well, you said meteor strike.
Polar bears?
It's their logo.
Yeah, okay. I hear, yeah, no, that's clever. Sad, but clever.
This is B. This is the final stand. Flashbangs, oh, they look really good. Shoot, can't see a thing, neither can Crassi. Mag 10's up close, trying to do the damage, but the scaling, it's not quite there. The nades still don't finish the job. She's on 8 HP. How is she alive? Shu won't meet the same fate. Victoria burns one of them out. There's so much going on this B bomb site, but one thing's for certain and one thing's consistent. It's fearless Cheetahs, always having the best of VP.Angels. Mio, this is winnable. Mag 10, in fact, swaps to the Deagle. Couple of bullets left in the powerful pistol of them all. Needs to plant this bomb. Needs to get the best of Crassi, who stayed alive this entire round. Oh my goodness me, that timing. But Crassi disengages, and this is a clever disengage as well, because now she can group with her teammate.
Oh, what a shot. But Vilga, perfect position. Make sure that Mio can't pull off the unthinkable. And fearless Cheetahs will trump the Angels on Vertigo.
Not even breaking a sweat. Look at Vilga's reaction. She's like, yeah, another day in the office. Fearless Cheetahs on Vertigo are just potent. There we go. There's the smiles on the dials.
Yeah, more like it.
That round was